Hello everybody, welcome. So I thought I would record an introduction presentation for you on these beautiful gifts of the earth. So my name's Kate, I'm a yoga teacher and a massage therapist and a hormone specialist. I teach hormone therapy yoga and I've been working with these beautiful oils for about 5 years. And it was actually hormones that actually got me into the oils. Somebody gave me some samples and I started using them, didn't really know what to do with them. And then I started to do some research, and it was at a time when I was making quite a lot of changes in my life. And I started to do some research and I realized that I could use specific oils to support my hormones. And I started using them every month and I noticed changes, like little and often, like every day, using them on my abdomen, in my water, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And I really noticed massive changes in my life, and that kind of started me on this journey of really wanting to share these oils. So welcome, I'm glad that you're here with me. This is going to be quite a short presentation. I'm going to whiz through it today. And the idea is that you've obviously got an interest in the essential oils, and I would actually love to offer you a free one-to-one where we go a little bit deeper and we talk about your specific needs. But often before we have that one-to-one, you want to know a little bit about essential oils. So I thought I would record this class for you today so that you can maybe start this journey, connect with me, see what you're thinking. So if you've got an oil, go grab one. If you want a cup of tea, pause me and go grab one. Okay. Ooh, okay. So what are essential oils? Essential oils are natural compounds that are derived from the root, the grass, the bark, the bud of the plant. And they're actually what the plant uses to actually protect themselves. So they're this amazing, powerful secretion, a bit like prana in us, the kind of life force of the plant. And they protect the plant from threats, from from danger, from bacteria, from viruses, and they actually act as the plant's defense. And they're lipid soluble, so they're actually recognized as a fat source. So actually the human DNA is actually quite similar to plants, and when we actually use these amazing plants, what they do is they actually penetrate the cell. And lots of modern medicine, they're water soluble, so they don't actually penetrate in the same way. But because essential oils are fat soluble, they're actually able to penetrate into the cell. They're safe and they're potent, and they've been used for thousands of years. They're what our ancestors would have used. The little old lady in the village would have put together her little herbs and plants and made you a remedy. They're cost effective and they support our health. So why doTERRA? So doTERRA are 100% pure. They have a testing which they called certified pure therapeutic grade. And something that you might not know is that essential oils are not all created equally. So, it's said that around sort of 70 to 80% of the oils that we purchase have been adulterated. So, it could be that they've watered them down with another oil, with a carrier oil to make them cheaper. It could be that they're a completely fake oil. There are lots of oils out there that are claiming to be doTERRA, and actually, I've actually seen fakes as well. Sometimes you can buy them on some of these e-stores and they're not the real deal. But what doTERRA realised is that essential oils were also different in quality, and even organic means something different depending on where you buy it in the world. But they wanted to start their own form of testing and actually their own grade, which is certified therapeutic grade. And if you go online and you put the science of doTERRA or certified pure therapeutic grade, or go onto the doTERRA website, you'll see lots and lots of scientific tests that are done. They go way beyond what the average needs to be, and because this industry is unregulated, there are many people out there claiming that oils are natural and organic, and they're not pure. These oils are pure. They're pure enough to use on babies during pregnancy, and many of the oils are food grade. Some of the oils, not all of them, you can take internally. And one of the things that really attracted me to doTERRA was the ethics of the company. So they do something called co-impact sourcing. So a large percentage of their essential oils are sourced from countries, third world countries, developing countries, and we actually empower the farmers. So if you go onto YouTube and put in co-impact sourcing doTERRA, you'll see lots of videos, beautiful videos about how we actually, we don't own our farms. We actually go and help the farmers, empower the farmers so that they can then own their own land and support their families. And we also have a charity called Healing Hands that works alongside this as well, that helps lots of women, lots of children all over the world, with lots of different areas from from children that have been sex trafficked and partnering with companies like Operation Railroad, Operation Underground Railroad, to rehabilitating women, to helping children, to lots and lots of different initiatives all around the world. So this really attracted me to this company. So who are they for? So everybody can benefit from essential oils, whether you're pregnant, whether you're elderly. Obviously, there are different dilutions, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, for different people. You wouldn't just use an oil that you would use on a healthy adult for somebody who's elderly or who's pregnant or who's maybe not so well. You can use them as preventative health. So the idea is that we're using these before we get sick to help and support our immune system naturally. They can help us with issues of digestion, of skin, to prevent things like cold and flus, to keep our immune system nice and strong. They can help us, give us energy, and they can help with sleep as well. And also they can really help us with our emotional well-being. So when we smell an essential oil, which I'm going to show you, when we smell an essential oil, those little tiny compounds that come out of there go into the nose, and they go in through the olfactory system and into the hypothalamus and the area of the brain that controls our emotion and our memory. So often when we smell an oil, it can trigger a memory, and within seconds they can affect like thousands and trillions of cells in the body. So if you're feeling angry or sad and you smell an oil, pretty much instantly that emotion can be changed. They're really powerful. It's said that babies in utero, in the womb, are able to smell, and it's a really powerful sense. You can make your own cleaning products, and you can use them for cooking as well, in all aspects of your life. So how do we use essential oils? So the first way, we can use them aromatically. We smell them from the bottle. We can put them in a diffuser. Smells so good. So I recommend a cold water diffuser. doTERRA do some amazing diffusers that you plug into the electric and you put cold water in it. Not one of those ones that heat the oils up with candles, because they change the therapeutic constitution of the oils. So you really want to use a cold water diffuser. You can put the oil in your hands. I'm going to show you. So we just put a drop of oil in our hand like this, and we rub the hands together. This is lavender, so it's a super safe oil, and you can use this oil undiluted. And we take a few breaths. I often do this at the start of yoga. Oh, it just smells so good. And that just calms you down, really relaxing. And, it's really nice to do if you're feeling a little bit stressed, if you're, before your yoga practice, or maybe you want to uplift yourself before you do a physical practice and you want to use one of the more stimulating oils. So that's aromatic use of the oils. The second use is topical use, and that means when we apply on the skin. So when we use essential oils, with the exception of a few of them, e.g. lavender is one of them, you generally want to use a carrier oil, and the carrier oil actually draws the oil into the skin. So it's actually more beneficial to use a carrier oil. And a carrier oil is thicker. So an essential oil is tiny little aromatic compounds. So if you leave your oil open, then some of those little compounds will go out into the atmosphere. So we always want to make sure our lids are on that oil. But when we apply an oil on the skin, the carrier oil, so it could be almond oil, it could be fractionated coconut oil, which is what doTERRA sell, or it could be a coconut oil that you eat, a different oil, or jojoba oil. You apply it on your skin. So many of the oils are really beneficial for our skin. I use jojoba oil with a combination of beautiful oils that are really nurturing for the skin. So you can use them for your wrinkles, you can use them on your skin, you can use them in your body oil after your shower. You can use them for spots, you can use them for aches and pains. You know, if you've got aches in your shoulders, you can massage them. You can use them in massages, they're amazing. You can apply them on your pulse points, so on your reflex points, on your feet, on the wrist, on the neck, as you would perfume on the thyroid point. I tend to have a little roller that I take everywhere with me, and we just do this, just have my Spanish class, so I just constantly putting it on my temples to give me a little wake up, and that's diluted with a carrier oil, so I know I can just use it wherever I am. Even good to have in the car if you get stressed. And the third way that we use essential oils is internally. And not all oils. If the oils have got supplement facts on them, then that means that you can use them internally and speak to the person that maybe invited you to this class to guide you. I tend to put like a couple of drops of lemon in a big water. Again, if I'm going for a run, I might put a little drop of peppermint. At the moment I'm cleansing, so I take quite a lot of oils internally in capsule forms. You can also put a drop under your tongue. So I've got one here that's called Slim, Smart and Sassy. And this one, sometimes if I'm really hungry, I just put a drop under my tongue just to help kind of quell my appetite a little bit. You can use them to flavour food and drinks and to support the body system. So lemon is a great one that I'm going to talk about to support the body. Oh, sorry, I've just gone back there. So I'm going to whiz through the oils here. And this is the top 10 best-selling oils. So starting off with lemon. Lemon is gorgeous. It's the oil of focus. It's really uplifting. Absolutely love this in my diffuser. It's very cleansing for the body. So I pop a drop of this in my water most mornings, or sometimes a different citrus. And I'll take it in my water, I pop it in my diffuser, and it's a good one to use before you learn, just to help focus. So it's a good one for kiddies to use on their feet, maybe make a little blend to help them concentrate. Yeah, so that's lemon oil. It's a great one. It's also really good for cleaning. It's a natural degreaser, so it's a really good one to do DIY green cleaning with. My next oil is peppermint. Peppermint I love. It's so energizing. A really uplifting, cooling oil. I love to make a little spray with this in the summer just to cool myself down. It's very stimulating. It's an oil of the buoyant heart, so it really opens up the heart and really helps with the respiratory system as well. So, you know, if you feel a little bit wheezy, you can put some on your hand and inhale it. And it's just a really good, it's not an oil that I would use at night so much, it's more of an oil that I would use in the day to give me a little bit of a wake up. Good if you've given up coffee, to try this one instead. So moving on to lavender. So lavender is like the mum of essential oils. She just does everything. She's really calming, great for anxiety, great for stress, great for the skin, a real anti-inflammatory. She's nature's antihistamine, so nature's hay fever tablets. I often use this if I get a little bit itchy around my eyes. I'll use a carrier oil and I put it way around my eyes, nowhere near my eyes, and also just around my nose with a carrier oil as well if I'm feeling that hay fever's coming on. There's so many things this oil is good for. It's good for burns, good for soothing, and you know, it's a good oil. A lot of people keep it in their kitchen and just use it straight onto the burn. It's also the oil of communication. So if you struggle kind of, you know, speaking your truth, or you get a bit shy, then you could massage it onto your throat. So moving on to frankincense, and frankincense is the king of essential oils. Between these two oils, they literally cover off everything. And frankincense is a tree, so it's very grounding. So if you feel that you're very in your head and you need to calm, and you need to, you know, before yoga sometimes we just need to calm the body down, then this is a really good oil to use. It's very good for the skin as well. It really helps the collagen on the skin, so really good for wrinkles. It's a lovely one. I add it into my face oil, my jojoba face oil. And it really helps the cells perform optimally. So if you look on, you know, on a lot of the kind of medical websites, and you do your own research and look at, you know, frankincense, what's it good for, you'll find lots of different remedies and lots of links to, you know, lots of diseases, and that I'm not going to obviously name, and frankincense can support. So it's definitely worth having a look and looking at your own studies and doing your research if you're working with some kind of disease of the body and you want to look into this oil. It's very powerful oil, very precious oil as well. It's the oil of truth, the oil of the Father. So yeah, it's definitely one of the higher priced oils because of the versatility of this oil and how absolutely amazing it is. It smells divine too. So moving on to tea tree, also known as melaleuca. I love this oil for cleansing my skin. I mix it with my almond oil and I just clean my face with it every night. I massage it into my skin, and then I get a hot cloth, a warm cloth, and I rub it, and my skin's like never been better just from using tea tree oil. It's really good for the immune system. It's the oil of energetic boundaries. So it's an oil that can protect us if we feel that we need to work with boundaries. And it's another one that you can use undiluted on spots as well, really good for skin, and another oil that we use for cleaning. Yeah, I love tea tree. I never used to like it when I was first given it. I really didn't get it, but I love it. And it's a really good antifungal. So good if you're working with candida or any fungal infections as well, to do some research on that one. Oregano. So oregano is a really powerful hot oil. You wouldn't want to use this oil undiluted. It's nature's antibiotic. So like antibiotics, you wouldn't want to take this if you've taken it internally in a capsule for more than a couple of weeks because it's very strong. I tend not to take this internally, apart from if I'm feeling a little bit sick and under the weather. Then I get some little veggie caps that doTERRA sell, and I put some in with a little bit of olive oil, and I take it internally, and every time it really supports me. It's good to support your immune system. It's very rich in antioxidants, and it's the oil of humility and non-attachment. I actually don't like the smell of it, and it's very strong. Some people love it. You can use it in cooking as well, but what I'd recommend is you take a little toothpick and just drop it into your pasta, not a whole drop, unless you absolutely love it, because it's very strong. It's a very medicinal oil for me. It's not one that I put in the diffuser. So moving on to Ongar, which is a gorgeous blend, and this is a blend of cinnamon, wild orange, rosemary, eucalyptus, and this has been designed to protect us and again to support the body's natural immunity. I love the smell of it. It's got cinnamon in it. It smells really like Christmassy. Really good if you've got a sore throat to gargle with it. And doTERRA do a whole cleaning range in this, like hand sanitizer they do, foaming hand wash. It's a really lovely range and really effective as well. And you don't need much of it. With the doTERRA oils, they're very strong. You don't need much. And it's the oil of protection. So again, it's an oil that can help us if we're working with boundaries. Another oil is air, which is called Breathe in the States and Air in Europe. And this is cardamom, ravensara, eucalyptus, all of the oils and peppermint that support and open the lungs. So I love to put this on my hands and breathe it in and just open my mouth a little bit so that it goes down into my lungs. It's really good for breathing. I'm asthmatic, and sometimes I get like a little bit of lung irritation, and it's really good. You can also massage it on the back. It's very calming as well, and it's the oil of breath. So a good one if you're feeling a little bit sad or if you're going through grief, then this is a good oil to really open up your lungs, and it's a beautiful blend. So Zen Guest is a formulation that really supports the digestion. So this is peppermint, cardamom, caraway, tarragon, all of the oils that really support digestion. I actually use this on my dogs as well when they eat icky stuff. I use it on their, massage it with a carrier oil onto their stomach, and it really helps. Good for kiddies as well, for car sickness. If you've got any cramping, IBS, any kind of irritation of the stomach, it also helps. Some people like to put it in water. It tastes like anise. It's got that kind of taste. Or you can just rub it onto your tummy as well. It's really good if you've got wind. It really helps. And so moving on to deep blue, and this oil has got a child lock on it. It's not one that you really want to have near kiddies, but it's great for older kids for growing pains. It's got the child lock on because it's got camphor and wintergreen, which you wouldn't want to take internally, okay? So some of these oils, Breathe, you wouldn't take internally. Deep blue, you wouldn't want to take internally. And with oils, you always want to keep them away from children, up high, because you don't want to get oils like in your eye or anything like that. And this oil I love for massage. It's amazing. It's like our version of deep heat, but really effective. I often use it on my shoulders, on my neck if I've got any aches or pains. And it comes from, so wintergreen comes from the same plant as aspirin. So the pharmaceutical version would be aspirin and the natural version would be wintergreen. So you need to be mindful of this if you're on like blood thinners, because aspirin does thin the blood. So it's one that you just need to just look up and make sure if you're on medication. As with all essential oils, you make sure that those oils are safe for you. As I said, some oils can be really stimulating, so you want to make sure that if you are working with a specific condition, that you speak to the person who invited you to this call, or you speak to your doctor about which oils are safe. or your medical professional, functional doctor. So everybody knows doTERRA as the largest essential oil company in the world, but they actually do a lot more products, and the supplements for me were a complete game changer. I have noticed such differences in my hair, in my skin, in my energy levels. When my perimenopause symptoms really started at around the age of 42, the first symptom I had was extreme tiredness and brain fog. And I started taking these, and they just really, really made a massive difference. And doTERRA give a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you try them and you don't like them or they don't agree with you, they do give you a lot of energy. And if they don't agree with you, then you can send them back and get a money-back guarantee. And they've got so much in them. They're all of your vitamins and minerals. They've got your omegas, which we need for our brain health as we're aging, our heart health, our cardiovascular health, and they're really good to give you cellular energy as well. And again, if you go online, go onto YouTube, look up Dr. Axe and doTERRA Lifelong Vitality, there's lots and lots of videos on there, so you can do your own research on what's in them. And we do a vegan version and a non-vegan version as well. So the kit that I presented today is the main kit. They've got the top 10 best-selling oils. And these, you can see what these oils do. There's lots of amazing oils that you can work with, but I do recommend starting with a starter kit. So the Family Essentials kit is the smaller size, and there's about 80 drops. I'm just going to show you that. It's about 80 drops in this one, okay? And the deep blue is always in the 5ml. So even in the larger kit, this is 5ml. All of the other oils in the Home Essentials kit will be this size. So you get about 250 drops in here and about 80 drops in here. So you can see the difference in prices here. But you also get a diffuser, a lovely a petal diffuser with the larger kit. I did start with a smaller kit, and then like the next month I'd used all of those, so I bought the larger kit. So I do recommend the Home Essentials kit. You get better value for your money. The bigger the kit, the better value for your money. So these are the oils that I presented today. Generally, most months, doTERRA will offer gifts, not every month. Depending on, when you're watching this class, the gifts will be different. And often, one of us, whoever sent you to this recording, will offer you a small gift. So depending on what month, please check in with that person's social media so that you can see if they're offering a gift that month and what that gift is. So the best way to get doTERRA oils, so you can buy oils directly from my website, but that's not a way that I really recommend because you'll pay retail and it is the most expensive way to get the oils. And I think sometimes people have an idea that doTERRA are expensive, and I think it's because they purchased in that way. The best way to get the oils is to set up a wholesale account. So you can do that for €24 or £24. Again, via a link that either myself or whoever invited you to this call will provide with you. And then you enroll, you get an account, and then you get 25% off. So you get wholesale prices whenever you enroll. And you might just enroll and order once, or you might enroll and order twice, or you might decide that you're in love with these oils, like I was, and want to set up a monthly order. And this is called an LRP, a loyalty rewards program. And when you set this up, then you've got potential to get gifts every month. So if you want to take your order up, you can. If you want to take it down, you can. You get points on what you spend. So a little bit like a Boots or a Tesco card. But the points are really, really generous. So when you start, you get 10% back, and you get your shipping points back, and then that builds and builds and builds up to like 30%. So if I spend €100, I get the equivalent of €30 in free oils back. So it might be like a bottle of lavender back, and then it stops at 30. So again, speak to us about that and I'll explain that. But you can't even do that for the first month. So even if you set up your wholesale account, get your oils, start using your oils, have a consultation, have a chat with the person that invited you or myself, and then the next month or the month later we go into a little bit of detail about the monthly order and see if that's right for you, and you can do it whenever you want to do it. Yeah. So I'd love you to join my Facebook communities. So I've got an oils community called Kate's Oily Tribe, and my latest community is the Hormone Tribe that some of you may have already joined. It's a community of like-minded people where we can share and communicate and connect about hormones. I teach hormone therapy yoga, so I talk about it a lot on that page. Please, again, just give me a shout if you want the link. I'd love you to subscribe to my newsletter. I send out a newsletter which comprises of details about my blog that month. I do a blog every month, and information about yoga and why it's beneficial and what's going on with my yoga, what retreats are upcoming, and I talk about essential oils as well. And I only send out one a month. For me, really bugs me when people send me loads of emails, so I'm really conscious of that. So I send one a month. So I'd really like you to to subscribe. This particular month, my gift is a free yoga nidra. So, most months I offer something as a little subscription gift. So please get in touch with me if you want to know what it is. Or if you'd like a copy of that yoga nidra. If that's not available this month, I will send it to you. My website is www.yogaloveoils.com, so my blog's are on there if you want to have a look at my work. And I would really love to guide you on this journey. We have a beautiful community. We have lots of education. We have cleanses twice a year, lots of community support. And if you're looking for a business, maybe you're looking for something that's going to complement what you're already doing, then I would love to have a conversation with you about that as well. But the first start is really to get started with the oils and see what happens. Open your heart to this brand new journey. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate